Hello, this is English Shorthand channel and the shorthand speed is 80 words per minute, which is very helpful for Staff Selection Commission stenographers exam for grade D. 5 seconds. Ready? Start. Madam, as far as this bill is concerned, I do not find too many clauses where we need to have long discussions because it is a very simple bill for transferring the ownership. At one time, the ownership rested with the Reserve Bank of India. Now it is being changed to the Government of India. I do not think much needs to be said about clause and the bill, which every one of us will support. This could have been done even earlier. In this context, I wish to express some of my opinions in regard to improving the banking and economy of this country. At the time of independence, when there was no corporate sector in India, and when we were depending on outside investors, it had become a necessity for the banks to finance the public sector undertakings and also the corporate sector which came forward. Much of the money used to go only to the corporate sector and the rich people who were investing in industry and trade. Today, the situation is changed. A situation has come where our corporate sector is in a position not only to invest in this country but also to go to other countries including America and Europe and invest there. So, I would like to humbly suggest to the Honorable Finance Minister to think in terms of reducing the lending to high corporate sector where they have got crores and crores of rupees with them. So, we should not utilize the public money lying in the form of deposits in banks for the purpose of lending to affluent sections of the society. In the same way, the money can be given to the poorer sections of the society which they can utilize not only for improving their livelihood but also to add to the wealth of the nation. I would like to request you to think on the point whether we can put an end to financing from banks to the major industrial sector which is very successful, particularly the profit making corporate sector. We can divert a lot of funds to the fresh investors and professionals, to the people who have got some research and development done and who have got ideas. They can be helped with money. If they have got bright ideas with substantial evidence of success for the projects which they think of. Statistics reveals that much of the exports are being done by small and medium enterprises. Similarly, as far as finance to the priority sector is concerned, we were allocated only about 40% of the total funds. This was done long back when the corporate sector was not developed. But today, with 70% of people living below the poverty line in villages and 50% of the people surviving on agriculture, it is time for us to increase this allocation of 40% to the priority sector to at least 60% so that money would be available to the small scale sector as well as the agricultural sector and professionals among poorer sections of society. We find that a lot of banks are not even fulfilling that 40% agricultural financing. So I wish that the government must take a serious note to think about increasing the priority sector lending so that we have take care of the real need of the poorer sections and replan the economy of this country. As regards microfinance, we hear a lot of things, particularly in Andhra Pradesh, that some of these microfinance companies have been charging about 50% from the poorer sections of the society. Where did they get that money? It is not their own money. Some of the banks, if I may say so, which find that the transactions cost is more for them, are giving crores and crores of rupees to the microfinance companies. This should have been given under priority sector by the main banks at a lower rate of interest to the users. They are transferring it to the microfinance companies as if they were going to do priority sector lending. I can understand if those people were to come with non-profit motive, but even these microfinance private companies are profit motivated. Hence, they are excusing interest from the poorer sections of the society. So, I wish the government to take note of the fact that no major bank should lend priority sector funds to the microfinance companies. It must be done by them only, or it should be given to an institution which is an non-profit entity We have got a lot of welfare institutions in this country who are doing service to the poorer sections of the society. We have also got new avenues in this country who are utilizing these funds to some extent in an excellent way. We can see the glow on the faces of women in the villages where they are earning some money. So these groups can be increased in a big way. I would like to state that the government seriously thinks about it and there should not be a loss of time in curbing the number of microfinance corporations to be given money from the banks. It is public money which can be passed on directly to these groups. Similarly, majority of the private sector banks open their branches only in urban areas where transactions are running into crores and crores. These banks do not have the intention to lend to the poorer sections of the society in the blazes. So they do not open branches in the rural areas. It means that there is no level playing field between the public sector banks and the private sector banks. There must be level playing field and the same guidelines must be applied and strictly enforced. The private sector banks, as has been said, are mainly avoiding this stipulation of priority sector lending by transferring this money to the microfinance institutions, which is doing a significant amount of harm to the poorer sections of the society.